So you can get your free SVG cut file to make these crown roast frills at craftcuriosity.com. Just click on downloads and it will ask you to sign up as a member, a Just Curious member, to get the download, but it's no charge. What we're going to do is, once you've logged in, come over here on the left hand side in the middle on My Projects or New Projects and click on that big plus sign. Now I have a nice blank canvas here to work with, but if you don't have a blank canvas, if you have something you are working on, then this save up in this right corner will be highlighted and you can save what you're working on currently and clear your canvas. So get to the point where you have a nice clear canvas and then come over here on this left hand side on the bottom and click on Upload. Once you've done that, you just click on the left option here to upload an image and then browse. And your file most likely will be in downloads unless you specified where it should go. So get your file, Crown Roast Frills, and then open. So I've got my image uploaded. It's already titled. I'm not going to bother with tags right now, and I'm going to save that image. And now it's going to be my very first recently uploaded image on this left-hand side. So I'm going to click on that once and highlight it green and insert the image onto my canvas. We have some minor setup work to do here. As you can see, there's 3 lines here on this right column where we're looking at the layers, and the middle option here, the middle line, you can see when I click on just that, there's a little bit of a bluish line here. I don't know if you can tell. What I want to do is, right now those are set to cut and I need to change that to score. So if I click once, on this line, my layer attributes will come up, and the third attribute over on the top here is score. I'm going to click on that once, and now I've set those lines to score, and you can see it's really kind of hard to see on it, but it's turned to a dotted line. So the last thing I need to do after I set the score on just that one, the rest of them I want to cut, then I want to come up to this top line here again on this layers right hand column. Click on the Crown Roast Frills line, and that highlights the whole item, all 3 items actually, and we're going to come down to the bottom and click on Attach. Once you've done that, you've told the machine that this is all one piece and needs to cut on one mat and score first. So once you've done that, you just click on Make It. So once you come to the next screen, what I'm going to do is 2 things. First of all, I know I'm working on 8.5 by 11 paper, but before I change my paper size, I also know that I can cut 3 to a sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and increase my project copies to 3 and apply that. And then it still thinks I'm on 12 by 12 paper, so it puts them out and it won't cut the way I want it to yet. So I'm going to come here to this material size and put 8.5 by 11 or letter size. And there we go. Now I'm set. So I'm going to click on Continue. That was the bottom right. And my machine is set up. So you can see up here at the top it found my maker. And then I'm going to set my material. And I picked up some of the pretty decorative paper from one of the craft stores, the kind where you buy the individual sheets. So I'm going to just call that a light cardstock. It might be a little lighter than that, but that's what I'm going to go with. I couldn't find a better setting. And then it's asking me to load my tools in my mat, but it's showing the scoring wheel. I don't have that yet, so I'm going to edit my tools and come here to the scoring stylus and continue. It's on my Christmas list, so we'll see if I get it for Christmas. Okay, so now I've got my scoring stylus in, my fine point blade in, and I just need to load the mat and move on. So everything else happens at the machine. Okay, so here we are at the machine. The load button is ready for me. So I just need to put my paper first on the mat, and a couple of tricks I did on this one. One, my design has a top and a bottom, so I'm going to make sure the top is at the top. And then the other thing is, when you score, it presses the paper this way, which makes it want to fold this way. So what I'm going to do, just for ease of folding, is flip my paper over, keeping that top up, and then I'm going to load my mat, and I'm going to cut them upside down. So go ahead and just press that paper onto the mat. Slide it into the tracks here, hit the load button. The machine's ready. The Cricut Go button is ready to launch, so I'm just going to hit that once and it's going to cut. So once you've finished cutting, you just peel your paper up. But take note, you have a really nice leftover strip here if you're using the 8.5 by 11. So just, you know, I get rid of the scrap here. But keep that piece. That's a really nice piece that you can use for future cards or something. Okay, here we go. We've got everything cut and ready, and I've got just a couple more items to help me finish the job. I have some Tear It tape. It's a double-sided adhesive. I have a bone folder, and I have my little stack of papers, frill papers, and then I have one that I just put together. So basically, we're just gonna use that tape to tack through the middle and tack this together. And then I've got one little tape tab here that I have not yet taken the backing off of. And I've decided that I'm going to wait until I have the crown roast in front of me, and then I will tack this down and size it appropriately. You don't have to. You could just size it if you wanted to, if you had a pretty good idea. And then you can kind of frill them out, and isn't that going to be absolutely adorable on top of your crown roast with a little decoration on it, a little Christmas theme? You could, of course, do this for any holiday. So let me just show you how I put that together. So go ahead and take your paper, one of them, and you'll see, hopefully, I doubt that that'll pick it up white on that, but the score lines are coming through right here, and they're meant now, because we flipped the paper over, to bend very easily this way. So I'm just going to bend in this direction on the bottom and give it a nice crease. On the top, there's a score line through here where the frills are, but I'm not going to give that a crease. I'll show you what I mean. Let's get this tape out. I like that this tape is just a Tear It. It just makes it really easy to work with. So just grab some tape, go ahead and size it out, and then just give it a little tear. And then along that bottom edge, I want to put it right on that edge. All right, once you've done that, go ahead and peel the backing off. And just set it aside. So before I bend anything else, or before I bend that tape up or stick it to anything, I'm going to take this top, and I've just decided that instead of pressing where it's scored, I'm just going to kind of use that as a guide for bending it over. And then I'm just going to bend this bottom up to it, kind of tack it in the center, and then I'm just going to press out on the one side, and then I'm going to press out on the other. And now I've got my frills still kind of staying a little rounded, and it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the imperfections help make it kind of loop a little bit. So I'm going to take one more tiny piece of that tape, just about maybe 3/4 of an inch. It's got a funny edge here. Let's tear that off. So that last little bit of tape, I'm just going to put on this left-hand side here. It doesn't matter which side, but pick one. And then where that tape is, I'm going to hold that for a minute. I'm going to grab that bone folder, and I'm just going to run that bone folder behind there and help arch that paper without creasing it. That's why I love the bone folders, because it gives you nice roundings. So now I can just round that up, and either right now I can undo that tape and stick it, or as I said, I'm going to wait till my crown roast comes out of the oven, and then I'll put these on and stick them down. So make sure you do, you put these on after you roast. You don't put these on in the oven. These are just decorations.